You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up in your mind that you want to be.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dr. Catherine E. James here, bringing you For the Love of It, a weekly television show designed with a sole purpose, and that is to add more love into the world, one episode at a time. So thank you for being here. Look, the numbers are already on the screen, waiting for you to call in. Be sure to call in and we can have a conversation about whatever it is that you'd like to talk about. I will always have a topic, and we always have open forum, right? I don't think I've ever said that before. But if you know anything about me, I am open to discuss whatever is the relevant topic of the moment. And so if you've got topics, you've got discussions, you've got some question you want to pose me, I am here for that for about the next 28 minutes. So come on in with your questions, come on in with your comments. I look forward to engaging with you. The numbers are at the bottom of your screen. So again, thank you for sharing your precious time. Time is one of those things that we cannot get more of. We have what we have. And so I'm going to ask you later, our focus of today is, are you maximizing your time? That's what we're really going to talk about today, what you are doing with your time. And so I absolutely love engagement. I look forward to engaging with you. And to that end, you can engage with me many ways here every Friday from 11:30 to noon. If I'm in town, it's live. If I'm not, it's a replay. But either way, it's good. But 11:30 to noon on Fridays, weekly. On Monday through Friday on Facebook Live, you can go to Dr. Catherine E. James to my Facebook page, and I am on there from 5:40 a.m. until 6. Yes, you heard me correctly. 5:40 in the morning until 6 o'clock for 20 minutes. We're on live and we're actively engaging. Beloved, we have been doing that for over 3 years. We started February the 20th of 2020, and we have gone strong every week. Can you imagine? For over 3 years. And so we will continue to do it as long as Papa say that it's relevant and that it's beneficial. You can also get me on Instagram, Dr. Kathy E. J., and on my YouTube channel. Lots of content. When I say lots and lots. So if you want content about loving yourself, about more inner peace, improved interpersonal relationships, how to talk to yourself in a way that you show up as the best, truest, fullest version of yourself, and all kinds of other things, you can get that at my YouTube. On my YouTube channel. So subscribe and like all of these places. For the Love of It will take on many forms. We just don't ever know what Papa have in store for us. So it's going to take on many forms. But everything that we do will be anchored in Luke 10:27. Love the Lord thy God with all of thy heart, strength, soul, and mind, and your neighbor like you love yourself, right? Your neighbor like you love yourself. So it's imperative that you're loving yourself, because it's compared to you loving you. So if you're not loving you well, you don't really have a lot to give your neighbor. That's the whole intent of us coming together, is to help all of us to love ourselves better. Hence the name of the show, For the Love of It, For the Love of It. What we do, how we do it, how we show up is for the love of it. Okay, everything, so it's my life's intention that every soul knows love, with a capital L, and know that they are loved. For me, it is an inside-out job. It starts with us loving ourselves. It does, beloved. It starts with us loving ourselves. So each conversation we facilitate, all the tools and strategies we share, the guests we have on the show, and the actions we invite you to take, the actions we take, are all intended to lead you and I to live out the assumption of Luke 10:27, loving our neighbor like we love ourselves. So you are invited to this love fest. starting with, and you put yourself in the front of the line. Like, you don't get behind the line. You get in front of the line, loving you first, so that you can love others from your overflow. Okay? You can love others from your overflow place. And so before we came on, Tim was playing Tasha Cobb's Put a Praise on It. So I just, I get inspired, and I would go off the beaten path in a moment, right? And so people who don't like meandering, who want us to stay focused, I'm telling you, I can wear you out. Like, as an instructor, I had the privilege of being an instructor at a university, at a seminary for about 20 years, close to 20 years. And for many of my students, it was a delightful ride because we had all kinds of options available to us. But for the students who needed me to follow the syllabus exactly as I had it, I wore them out. I warned them in the beginning that I'm very adjustable and adaptable. I will do what it is that's best for us in the moment. And that might mean not following the syllabus. I'm just saying. So I'm again inviting you to call in. If you're listening, call and ask a question or share something, some insight or whatever. If you know Tasha Cobb's gonna put a praise on it. So it says, and I'm not gonna do the whole song, but I just love this. There's a miracle in this room with my name on it. There's a healing in this room, and it's here for me. Hey, beloved, when I talk about healing, I am not just talking about physical healing, but especially when I'm talking more emotionally or psychological, mental healing, because that's my wheelhouse, the mental space that we live in that impacts the emotional. What we think is going to impact how we feel. It's going to impact how we show up. It's going to impact the habits we build and therefore the life that we create. Did you catch that? Thinking leads to feeling, which leads to actions and behavior, which create our habits, and then it forms the life we live. So she said, there's a healing in this room, and it's here for me. There's a breakthrough in this room. Your room right there, this room right here, right? Wherever you are, and it's got my name on it. So what you gonna do? So I'm going to put a praise on it. Yes, I've got to put a praise on it, right? So what you going to do? I love it, right? So I'm one of those people who I have the privilege, the absolute delight of my church home, my family. I was the first member almost 34 years ago, and we are non-denominational, Pentecostal, all of those kind of good things. And I'm one of the first ones to strike to get on the floor and do my dance. Because I enjoy all kinds of dancing, including dancing in the spirit, dancing in church, because why not? It's kind of how I am made. So I'm not going to sit down when there's an opportunity to dance, even in church. I'm just not her. So I'm going to put a praise on it? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you better believe, if this setup was such that we could dance, you would have saw me dance a long time ago. Because that's just a part of where I take no matter where I go. I incorporate dance and movement. So I'm super excited about lots of things. Coming up in a couple of weeks is the Self-Love Queens Adventure. Woo, that is a pom moment. If you have never been to the Self-Love Queens Adventure, you don't want to miss the next one. The next one is May of 2024, the weekend after Mother's Day, May of 2024. We will have registration available for that. This coming up, when we do this Queens Adventure, the 21st through the 24th. This one. And so I'm super excited. So I've got to say that. So all of you who are already registered, ready to go, I am so ready to go. And so I just thank you for joining. What is it that Papa has created you to do? That's my question. What is it that you do so uniquely that people have to stop and take a look or consideration if it's something that they're interested in? I am created to love well. I am created to normalize loving. I am created to normalize embracing, healthy, safe touch, communities that honor each other, that respect each other, that can disagree but not have disagreeable spirits. I am created to help us to maximize our life by leveraging the love that's available for us. And that's through self-acceptance, self-embrace, like embracing, accepting all of you. Your history, your now, your future, the things that you blew and the things you did well, like we accept all of that. Then we embrace, accept value. We value ourselves. I'm trying to remember the way I write it. We value our unique ways of showing up. And then we embrace ourselves. Embrace is like saying, welcome home. Welcome home. No friendly fire in here. Welcome home. So that's what I've been created to do in all different kinds of, and I do it in all kinds of ways. I have all kinds of roles that I'm privileged to serve in. So from a teacher to a preacher, pastor, to a workshop designer, course designer, a coach, a self-love transformational coach or life coach. I play with names. Ultimately, it is for us to be okay with ourselves right where we are. To just be okay. To just be okay. But not to stay there. So it's meaning that there's this contentment. I find contentment with where I am, and I'm eager for more. So we've got this duality way of living. Contentment with where I am. Like, I'm satisfied with this girl right here. I'm loving me some her, no matter what. Now, I was frustrated on the way over here, just to be totally honest. Yeah, I'm in a situation that's a little bit frustrating for me right now. So I was frustrated on the way over here, and I was talking to myself and, getting it together because, one, I don't want you to experience frustration because I'm having frustration in other areas in which I am serving. And so, but that frustration, I'm going to give you some insight. I chose frustration. I chose it. There were other options for me while I was engaging that situation. There were other options. Like, I could have put some music on in the background. I could have distracted myself. I could have done some other things. And in the moment, I chose not to. And so that's the conversation I was having with myself on the way over here. I'm like, well, what we know we're not doing is we're not going to be frustrated once we get, because like, you don't deserve that. That's you don't have nothing to do with that, right? That don't have nothing to do with you. So I was like, girl, you got to get yourself together. You got to pull it together. And then you have options here, right? I was feeling a little pressed and pushed and limited in a way, right? And those things can feel frustrating to me. And then I had to just have the conversation. It was like, what are you doing? Like, own what you can own and release what isn't yours to own. So this message ain't just for me. This ain't nothing that I intended to talk about. But let me just say, since we're here, pull up a chair and pick up whatever part applies to you. Take it in and digest it and make the adjustment. Own whatever part is yours to own. And whatever isn't yours, release it and let it go. Do what you can do. And what you can't, keep it moving. So it's really like the serenity prayer. That's really what this is. This is really like the serenity prayer. And I'm not going to be able to actually say it, but it's like accepting the things that you change what you can, accept what you can't, and know the difference. Something about that, right? In that place. Do what you can do, but know where you're limited and release it and let it go. So I'm not sure. I still got to do some reflection about what was happening with me while I chose frustration. I'm going to have to check that out and see what the heck was going on with me. That I had so many more emotional places to park. And I parked in frustration. Catherine, you had options. That's what you chose. Okay. So that's a learning moment for me, and it's an opportunity as a learning moment for you. I can blame the situation. I can blame people. I can blame whatever. But what good would that do me? Because then I'm giving all of my power outside of me. Then I'm saying these people, this situation, this is the reason. No. It is a situation, but I choose how I respond. Life brings us life, and then we choose how to respond to what life brings. Life doesn't choose our response. We choose our response. And so I'm grateful that I had to come here because it forced me to get into another mental or emotional space maybe sooner than I would have. I might have kind of wallowed a little bit longer. Let me tell you the beauty about it being your choice. The beauty about it, and the reason that I'm spending time here is because if you find yourself in an emotional place that does not work, you have options. You are not imprisoned to your emotions, beloved. I don't care how strong they feel, how powerful they may feel. You are not imprisoned to your emotions. You have options. Now, let me just say this. You may not be used to effectively managing them, and so they feel like they are 100% controlling you. That's a feeling, not a fact. I'm just going to pause, Selah, right there. That's a feeling, and it's not a fact. Feelings are not permanent, nor are they facts. They're not. They're experiences that we really do choose. We choose. We get to choose. Now, go to my YouTube channel. I got all kinds of lessons on feelings and emotions and how to effectively manage them, and the fact that they are not facts and they are not permanent. You felt this way and then you didn't feel this way again. That's really a choice. All right. That's not even what I came to talk about today. But I just needed to be transparent and share my lived, truthful reality of where I was. Now, what I really wanted to impart for us today is this notion of, it's a devotional reading that I do. It's called 86,400 Big Ones. So I'm going to read to you. Y'all know I do that sometimes, right? Each day comes bearing its own gifts. Untie the ribbons. It opens with a quote. If I were to tell you I would give you a gift of 86,400 big ones and ask you how you would spend them, what would your answer be? A down payment on a dream home, the new hybrid car you have been fantasizing about, the vacation of a lifetime with your family. Most people would answer in terms of $86,400. But the big ones I'm referring to are not dollars, they are moments. That is the number of seconds or moments in a day. Every day you are given a gift of 86,400 precious moments to spend as you wish. What you do with them determines the quality of your life. Beloved, every day we get 86,400 moments. What we do with them determines the quality of my life. I wasn't spending them well an hour or so ago while I was still in frustration. While many people are careful about how they budget their money, they are not so careful about how they budget their time. More precisely, they are not careful about what they do with their minds and feelings during their time. You may budget your time to get everything done, but if you are stressed, fearful, resistant, or upset while you're getting these things done, you have not budgeted your time well. Take care to spend your thoughts well, and you will spend your time well. Take care to spend your thoughts well, and you will spend your time well. Take care to spend your thoughts well, and you will spend your time well, Kathy. The wonderful thing about your gift of 86,400 big ones is that the gift is renewed every morning. No matter whether you spent yesterday's gift well or squandered it, each morning you have a bright new package on your table. If you made poor choices yesterday, you can make better ones today. In fact, if yesterday's poor choices have moved you to make better choices today, then they have served you well. Your 86,400 big ones include your sleep time as well. Before you go to sleep, focus on appreciative, fulfilling thoughts, and positive energy will pervade your rest. Then when you awaken, you will have received interest on your 86,400 big ones that you invested wisely. So ask a question. How might you better appreciate each moment of your day and make the best use of it? And then it offers an affirmation. I make the most of the opportunities that each sacred moment offers me. Do you make the most of the opportunities that your sacred moments offer you? Do you? So, I am here for us to love ourselves well, better, to love ourselves to the next highest, fullest, truest version of ourselves, to love ourselves through and what? Through and beyond. I don't know. Whatever it is that's stopping us. Look, if you don't do you, it doesn't get done. Like no one can do what you are intended to do in the earth, in the universe. No one can do it. Papa created you unique. And the mold was broken. Like he didn't repeat the mold. He didn't reuse. You have a unique contribution, a unique combination of characteristics of Papa that no other human ever has had or ever will have. That alone gives us an obligation to dig in deep and to use everything that is us and to celebrate the uniqueness that is you, not in competition. There is no competition. Like competition with other people makes absolutely no sense. There is no match to you or I. The only competition that really exists is you to you, the better version, you being a better version than you were yesterday, right? Up in the ante. All right. So what you gonna do with your 86,400 Bitcoins? I hope, I pray, I admonish you to maximize them and to not allow them to not be utilized to their max. So, here we celebrate our self-love mantra, or we lean into it. So I want to move into that. So you remember it? Do you remember? We've been doing it long enough. Hopefully you have written it down. Our self-love mantra is I am. So I'm going to start with we. We are an irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracle with our own special brand of brilliance. Okay? We are irreplaceable, unrepeatable, remarkable miracles. You're a miracle, just in case you didn't know it, right? With your own special brand of brilliance. And one more round. I am, make it personal. I am irreplaceable. You are impossible to be replaced. Unrepeatable, not able to be done again. Remarkable, uncommon, and extraordinary. I'm just saying. And you are a miracle. This is my favorite one. You are a surprising and welcomed event. Selah. You, I am, we are surprising and welcomed events. And so so I invite you to practice that. So for some of us, we can embrace that, we can digest it, we can walk it out. For some of us at the other end of the spectrum, it's really difficult to think that you're special and unique. Well, the truth of the matter is that you are. So go to the YouTube channel, you'll get some more information about that. And so what do I want to do from here? So do you know when you come here, there's inspiration available? Because I'm inspirational. I'm just saying, right? There's inspiration available, but beloved, if you come and you're only inspired, there's only a 42% chance, 34% chance that you're going to live out the thing that you were inspired to do. If you create a plan, you increase that to 91%. And if you share the vision or you share the plan, you increase that to 99%. I invite you to, from the inspiration that you receive when you tune in here on Fridays from 11:30 to noon, that you are in action, you create a plan, and then you share that plan. You can share it to self-love at drcatherineejames.com. Self-love at drcatherineejames.com. I would love to celebrate with you. Also, I didn't bring the book, so we want to talk about the book. Self-Love is my seminal work. Self-Love, a gift you give yourself. You can get that on any of the major outlets. And then our second book that we launched on March the 9th is Freedom is Our Birthright. Freedom is Our Birthright. And we went bestseller on Amazon bestseller. Here we are. Thank you, Tim, for putting that up. Freedom is our birthright. Freedom from the emotional challenges and limited thinking and all of those kinds of things. Because as you do you, you're free, right? To be. Just do you, India Ari. If you don't know about that, you could do India Ari. Okay. So, More Love, Please. You are invited to join the More Love Please movement. You can go to drcatherineejames.com and click on a sign that looks like this, an icon, More Love Please. And that's where, one, I invite you to do three things. One, to love yourself more. That's the first and foremost, because what happens is as you love yourself more, wherever you go, you're going to have more love to give. Two, join the movement. Two ways. So the second way is $13 a month to join the movement. Our goal is to have 100 individuals who are dedicated and committed to this movement by Christmas. This is our Christmas gift to the universe. It's our Christmas gift. 100 people who is committed. You'll receive monthly emails and encouragements and things like that, or $150 to sponsor a show. That's how we join the movement, and we're actively involved. Now, it is my life's intent that every soul would know love and know that they are loved. That every soul would know love with a capital L, and know that they are loved. So I invite you to join the movement. Join me on my social medias, and be sure to join me. So every morning at 5:40 a.m., we've talked about this already, Facebook Live, Dr. Catherine E. James, 5:40 to 6 a.m., yes, for 20 minutes we're on live. And then that's a weekly, and Instagram, Dr. Kathy E.J., my YouTube channel, all kinds of material information is available to you. And of course, be sure to join us here every Friday from 11:30 to noon, where everything that we do is anchored in Luke 10:27. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, soul, and strength. And thy neighbor, wait on it, pause. Pom-poms as thyself. Okay. Remember, the conversation tools and strategies offered on this show is not intended as a substitute for official mental health practice. Although I'm a mental health practitioner, this is not that. If you are in need of service, be sure to seek out a mental health professional. Dr. Martin Luther King said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You don't have to know about Plato and Aristotle to serve. You don't have to know Einstein's theory of relativity to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics in physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love, and you can be that servant. Beloved, this has been Dr. Catherine E. James, serving you for the love of it. I love you. Thank you for being here today. Have an amazing day. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
You know what? Excellence is what you want, and excellence is what you get. How are you living? What are you giving? If excellence is what you see, then excellent is who you be. What are you pursuing? It's all up to you. And when you come and make up in your mind that you want to be different,